grind. Hey, when you speak your mind, hey, you speak your mind. Shit, shout out, speak your mind. Hey, on your grind. Wait, when you speak your mind.
We back.
What's going down?
Speaking Mind 2.0, it's your boy CY.
It's your boy Seth.
And like I said, real quick, man, we just want to keep, all the support, all the comments, likes, subscribes. We appreciate all that. We on the road to 300 and beyond. And also, too, we on the road to 1,000 views on 2 of our videos. So we just ask that y'all just keep liking, just stay on alert. Because like I said, the consistency is there. We gonna keep this train rolling for real.
Facts. Like you said, like, comment, share, subscribe. Road to 1K. All that good shit. Podcast on the way. So just keep it locked. Post notifications. All that good stuff.
So in this new video, it's like, I don't know what it is, but like a lot of young athletes, especially in NBA, that want to compare themselves to Jordan and it's like athletic prime. I just don't get it, but I mean, maybe it's just a confidence booster. But recently, Ja Morant came out and said that he feel like he can beat Jordan one-on-one. Now, I'm assuming he's probably talking about Jordan at his athletic prime. Because if he's talking about Jordan as a whole, I'm like, yeah, bro, you're not doing that.
I get the aspect of like the one-on-one. Granted, Jordan is like the best one-on-one player you could ever imagine.
He's one of them.
I mean, alongside Kobe, but yeah, that's a very tall task to ask. But at the same time, I also am on the side of we shouldn't really condemn a person for having confidence in themselves. So it's like
Skip Bayless.
But as we're going to see, Skip is probably going to go crazy about this, but we'll see.
So without further ado, let's get into it.
Just say that off the top. He's garnering a ton of attention on social media after talking about Michael Jordan in a sit-down interview with Taylor Brooks of Bleacher Report. Ja first said he wished he'd played in MJ's generation and would have liked to have played against him. The Grizzlies star followed that up by saying, quote, "I would have cooked him. I would have cooked him too. No."
Now, see, I didn't know he said he would cook him.
Yes, he did say he was going to cook him.
I didn't know he said that. I just knew that he said he would beat him, but not cook.
Now,
there's a difference.
Yes, there's a difference. But, I mean, could he be meaning cooking as in like hit him with a mean crossover? Because we've seen Allen Iverson hit Jordan with a crossover and score. Granted, that's only 1 point.
Now, granted, they still lost the game.
Yes, but, could he be meaning that?
Got more confidence than 12. Wow, big words. Shannon, do you like?
Where did they get her from?
Ever since
Joy left.
Joy's been climbing up the ladder, but they've just been plugging and playing like these different correspondence and shit. So I don't know.
Love or hate these comments?
Ja Morant a chef? That's the only cooking he do to Michael Jordan. See, I don't think these guys really, to watch the highlights as opposed to actually watching him play. Because how old was Ja? 21, 22? So Jordan was already done with basketball before Ja actually saw the man himself play. Jordan was done playing. Skip, Ja ain't cooking nobody. You trying to guard these guys. You trying to guard Steph. You talk about probably one of the 2 greatest one-on-one players, he and Kobe, in the history of the game. One-on-one is what Kobe and Jordan did. That's who they are. In the essence of who they were one-on-one basketball players.
Agreed.
And you saying Ja, at 6'2", a buck 42, going deep on. Lord have mercy.
A buck 42. I mean, he's not wrong, but at the same, it's just. I'll say it like this: Ja just better hope MJ does not get the ball, because I don't think.
No. He better hope it's not Megan take it.
Oh yeah.
If he does that, it's a done. It's a done deal.
It's a long day.
It's a long day for him, yeah. But
it's a long day.
That's funny. But also too, I kind of go back to when Kyrie was low-key going at Kobe at the USA practice.
Yeah, I remember.
Practice thing.
That was lit. That whole camp was lit. Yeah.
It was lit, but then later down the line, it transferred to the following season, and then Kyrie said, "You can't guard me one-on-one." And Kobe's like, "Okay." kid, do you not know who I am? Like,
I made you. You look up to me. Remember?
Exactly. And then I legit remember it was Kyrie playing with the Cavs, Kobe and playing for the Lakers. Literally, lock Kyrie up not once but twice.
Hey man, that's just a different certain. They're two different types of caliber players. Like MJ and Kobe is like
A mirror image.
yeah, and then you got everybody else.
But I get it, Skip. I don't got no problem with confidence. But sometimes confidence on lunacy, utterly ridiculousness. Instead of saying, you know what, I think that'd have been a challenge, but I'd have been up for the challenge. I would have loved to test my skills against Michael Jordan.
See, now that's where I feel like he should have worded it, or that's how he should have worded it.
Versus saying like, oh yeah, I can cook him.
I can
Like,
cook him.
like,
Yeah.
no.
You still got to show some type of humility and being a little bit humble in these.
And again, too, like Jordan 6'6", Ja he's 6'2", 6'3.5". So
right.
Jordan
didn't even play the same position.
Jordan already has like a height advantage over you, and his fundamental skills already alone were just gonna cook your athleticism.
Mm-hmm. I mean, granted, yes, Ja's more athletic,
but in Jordan's athletic prime,
yeah,
he's up there. Yeah. All them jelly layups he was doing, like he was doing jelly before jelly became a thing.
You're right, you're definitely right.
Say, everybody just gonna look at you like, man, for real, Ja? Come on, Ja. Let's be real now. That's Michael Jordan.
And I was about to say, that's not my other thing, too. Just because y'all made it to the second round, let's pump the brakes. I know you guys are riding high right now.
And y'all are going to go forward.
And then, okay, I'll get to my second point after. I'll let Shannon talk a little bit.
I deal with these guys right now. Because ain't no guard in the NBA player right now on that level. Ain't no guard guy right now on Kobe's level.
Mm-hmm.
But, Lord have mercy, Ja. I think he's phenomenal. Remember, Skip, when he was coming out and saying, I take Ja over Zion.
You did.
But now, man, Ja, you done lost me with this one, bro.
Which is why.
Oh Lord, okay. Now look. At this point, we all know Skip Bayless is the beyond Michael Jordan.
Jordan transsexual. There's transsexuals and there's this nigga.
I'm just like, I just know what he's gonna say is just gonna irritate me, just because when it comes to anyone comparing any player to Michael Jordan,
yeah.
Skip just has to say something to shoot down the comparison.
Mm.
If it's Kobe, he lets it pass. But if it's LeBron, he is shooting every specific thing about Bron's game down, because
it doesn't match up to.
It's like when it comes to Bron and Jordan, it's like Jordan is almighty in Skip's eyes, and Bron is just a peasant. It's just like, dude.
Mm.
This is real quick before we get back to the clip. It's just like, whether you like LeBron or not, when it's all said and done, he's going to be the GOAT as a whole.
He's going to be a GOAT, but he is the GOAT of this generation.
Exactly.
To make it specific and narrow it down for all y'all out there, he is the GOAT for this generation, just period, point blank. But he is an overall GOAT.
As much as I try to love this still young man, this kid, he's still a kid to me. I don't just hate these remarks. I despise them. Because
no shit, dumbass.
Black Jesus last week.
Yes.
I saw Black Jesus. And I said, well, it was a little bit sarcastic.
Yeah, tongue in cheek, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you cook for Jordan, but you aren't cooking Jordan.
Not no one-on-one game, Skip.
You have no idea
Zero.
what you're talking about. No
But
idea.
that's another thing too, real quick. It's like Skippy's talking like he actually played actual basketball. No, you didn't.
He played like JV?
It scored 0.5 points a game.
Yeah, you didn't do shit.
You just critiqued the sport. That's all you did.
My point that I was about to say earlier was, also, I'm looking at how, I mean, granted, I like Ja a lot, and just the way he's moving this offseason, and just during the playoff run. Him and his dad, them niggas, man.
They own it.
They on it, yo. I mean, I get just the whole thing of, like, you know, he's the guy of Memphis. That's the team. That's his team. But also, I feel like that's also trying to feed into this comment right here, because, you know, your dad is hanging out with Yo Gotti on a consistent basis.
Oh Lord.
Got 4 seats. God damn it.
Not just him, Moneybag Yo.
Yeah,
too.
Moneybag Yo. I mean, all of CMG. Just, let's put it like that. The whole roster of CMG is hanging out with your dad, and then I think he hung out with fucking E40 not too long ago too. So I'm just
it gets worse, yeah.
So I'm just like, I feel like he needs to pump the brakes just because of those things as well. But,
I could say this, so LeVar wasn't doing all of this stuff when Lonzo and it was coming out.
See, and again, we hated LeVar, but
it's not that we hated LeVar. It's just like
we hated that nigga. you know, there would not be a day on SportsCenter where niggas were not talking about.
It's just a fact, like, dude, we get you want to hype your sons up. That's not a problem. But to say that they're going to do this, they're going to do that,
right.
It's like, calm down, my guy. Like,
two out of 3 did something.
But the fact that he even called 2 out of the 3 was going to make it into the league, it still befuddles me.
He knew what he got. He knew what he had.
Yeah. So to your point, you have to love the confidence, but when it goes completely over the edge into delusional overconfidence, supreme overconfidence, it's just hard to swallow. And he's starting to scare me more and more because what exactly did you accomplish last year, young man? What did you do? Well, you somehow won Most Improved Player after you were the second pick in the draft 3 years ago.
Right.
And you won Most Improved. Well, to me, that's more of an indictment than an achievement.
Now, that's where I have a problem with that. If you watch Ja come from Murray State, the nigga didn't have a jump shot.
No, he didn't. He was just athletic.
He was literally the word athletic. That was it. Like
He didn't start developing his shot until like his second year. Well, is it his second year or is his third year?
This is gonna be his 3rd year.
Yeah,
third going into 4th. Or
yeah, so
third,
we can honestly say he didn't start developing his shot until like his second year, going into his 3rd.
And that's where where Skip is kind of like off and saying those things. Is like, yeah, he was the most improved player. The nigga couldn't do a whole lot. He was just a driver and just again a very athletic player. So again,
Back at year 1 and 2, well, I guess you're busting, right?
Yes.
That's how it comes across. And then you were so bad that you came all the way back to Most Improved. I think he was slightly embarrassed by it because he wanted to give it to Desmond Bain, and he did give the trophy to Desmond Bain, and I thought Desmond deserved Most Improved. But the point is, against Minnesota in the first round, they look like they're in trouble, then they look like they had evened it up, and he's talking like the series was over. And I took him to task right here. You cannot do that. That team has too much talent over there, and they do have.
that is true.
Now they got more.
They got Cat, and they got Ant-Man, and they got Pat Bev, and
Not anymore.
they weren't done yet.
Right.
And you know and I know, it got pretty dicey for a while, right?
Yes.
Okay, then we get to game 1 against Golden State. Ja Morant has the ball in his hands with a chance to go down, and I can't remember his tie or win, but he had a
Didn't win the
chance
game.
to win the game.
You want that
He's
later.
down 1. And Klay Thompson makes a sweet play and leaves Clark and comes off on Ja, if we could see it, and pushes him a little bit out of the lane, and he doesn't just miss the shot, he misses everything, as in miss the rim here. That misses the rim. And it was not blocked, he just missed the rim because it hits glass, but it doesn't touch any iron, right? So you didn't even come close to that. And that is your swoop to the hoop shot. That's what you do.
Right.
And you got to do that. Okay,
Right.
if you pull that off, I'd be over here pounding on the desk for it because I want to love. And then, just when it looked like you were going to make a series out of it,
Got hurt.
you're gone for the last 3 games.
But that's not his fault though. I mean, people were trying to say Jordan Poole was a dirty move. I mean, I don't think it was a dirty move. It was just mishap. But that's not his fault though. So we cannot. I'm not going to put that on him.
Chronic knees, and you had chronic knee issues through the year, and you missed 27 straight games, and your team without you, young man, went 21-6, and in one stretch, your team without you was 20-2. What does that tell you? Are you that valuable?
Time out. What? That's again. That don't make no sense. Granted, that means they did their job. The organization did their job with
We're getting key people, getting key players
for
drafting
certain
key
situations
people.
like that.
Exactly. Like, just because your star focal point player is out doesn't mean your team can't thrive without you. I feel like in any sport, you have role players in particular just for reasons like this. If the main headline on the team is out,
Right. So again, Skip be just going off on some tangents that don't make no sense.
Are you really Black Jesus?
And the thing is, all this talking back and forth, like you say, what have you done? You going back and forth with Draymond. Draymond is the champ. Draymond is a 4-time champion. So he's earned the right the entire offseason until the season start again. Draymond gets to talk as much ish as he wants.
Right.
You're talking. I tell you what, I just hope you get the ball. Because if Jordan get the ball first, he's going to blank you.
oh yeah,
That's what's going to happen. If Jordan gets the ball first in a one-on-one, you will get blanked. Yes, you will get blanked.
See?
You will get blanked, and you will hear all about it every step of the way.
Because he's going to post you up.
Yep.
He's just going to back your little butt down and shoot right over the top of you.
and talk trash to you the entire time.
And
Yeah.
again, and
So you
again,
think you
he's
good,
going
nigga?
to
You think you
savor
good?
it and relish it, and he's going to shame you every step of the way. I have watched him do it to people. I have
Yes.
watched one-on-one games with a Corey Benjamin who dared as the first-round pick of the Bulls with the year post,
Yeah.
saying, it's too bad Mike didn't play anymore. I could have taken him. And Jordan shows up at practice one day during the Tim Floyd era
You said something to me? Come
in
here.
his sweats and says, ask Coach Floyd, who he didn't even know, would you mind if I played him in one-on-one at the end of practice? I saw it. I watched it. It was destructive.
Yeah. I mean, especially though, from 80, before he retired, it took him a year. So he might have skipped, you know what, it might have been interesting the year Jordan was out, like 94, because I'm sure he wasn't playing a whole lot of basketball. And right before he started getting serious, coming back to gear up to come back in 95, he might have would have had a chance. But from 84 to 93, and from 96 to 98, he getting blanked.
Getting blanked. Oh man, he getting blanked.
He getting blanked.
I mean, again, it's just I'm not going to condemn Ja for like having being confident.
It's not the confidence that we're condemning. It's just the fact that you say you will cook
Yeah.
Jordan is crazy.
outlandish.
Now, granted, we didn't grow up watching Jordan in his prime era, but we were reluctant to be born the year he won his last championship, and we seen him play a little bit as Wizard Jordan. But
Yeah, Wizard Jordan was disgusting.
right,
He needed
but
to-
thankfully the internet evolved, and thank God for YouTube, and we were able to go back, watch highlights, and eventually, Last Dance came out on ESPN.
Great documentary.
Exactly. But yeah, it's just the fact that Jordan is the ultimate competitor. So he's competitive on and off the court.
Mm-hmm.
I remember back in the All-Star game, he was talking trash to Magic, like, you trying to go right now? I'm like, nigga, it's a ceremony. Why are we trying to lace him up right now?
Yeah,
Like,
that was pretty funny.
golly.
He was ready.
I'm like, just come on, calm down, man. Like, you ain't got to take everyone's soul. Like, golly.
He said, "I'm the gatekeeper of basketball. You come see me."
But it's just a fact, like, Ja, like, we love you. We know you're gonna do great things in the league, but it's just right now, man, you gotta still build up your resume to even remotely get to that level of talking trash and backing it up.
Facts. I got you winning a chip before Zion though. So
I mean, Zion need to get out of New Orleans, but I feel like ain't he staying?
yeah, they just signed him to a
Yes.
gas max.
So yeah,
Still got you winning one before him though.
I do too.
We about to wrap this up though.
Has the audacity to sort of talk about himself third person because he's calling himself 12. 12. 12's going to do what 12's going to do. 12's got complete confidence in himself. There's only one 12 to me right now, and he plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he is the GOAT of a different sport.
Oh my
You can call
God.
yourself 12, but you can't.
12. Well, 12 in basketball would have got cooked by Jordan.
Yeah.
That's for certain.
Blame.
I don't think anybody, past or present, would take Ja Morant at his absolute best to beat Jordan. If it's in a game and you get matched up, sure, anybody can hit a shot. But to say you gonna cook him?
Look.
He also said he'd throw down on him, and he just would. I promise you, he would not.
I don't know. I think he might get a dunk on.
So what's Mike
on
gonna do to
MJ.
you? You think Mike's not gonna dunk on
Yeah,
you?
Mike definitely gonna dunk on you though, unless he can pin it on the
See,
back.
but I think sometimes, like, when you're not
That's what
in
he'll
it,
do.
I
He'll
hear
block
guys
it and
talk
pin
about,
it.
"Oh, I've
Be
done
like-
this and I've done that." But when you actual on the field and you see a guy and you see how powerful Reg is, and you see the way Bruce and the Derek Thomas and the Deions, the way they move. Sometimes TV don't give you, like skipping like a hockey or how fast the car's going. In NASCAR, you don't really, unless you've been to a NASCAR event and you see them cars going around the track about 2 inches apart at 180 miles an hour, you don't get a sense how fast and how close they actually are.
Indy the same way.
So when you go to an NFL game and you're actually close and you hear the collisions and you feel the intensity, you can't get that through TV. I mean, the commentators try to do a great job of conveying that to you.
And the soundbar.
But man, look, I saw him play in person. I don't think Ja
He's
cooking.
not.
He getting blamed.
I don't think Ja cooking
That's
is
for
good.
sure, guys.
Well, there you guys have it. I mean,
All in all, like,
yeah,
just continue to build your resume up, Ja. That's all we saying.
that's a fact.
But to say again, you gonna cook one of the goats, I think you pushing it.
I don't know.
You pushing it. But that was one of our reactions that we are dropping today. We will probably have another reaction right after this video, and Lord Jesus, the video we about to react to next, y'all gonna see why we gonna be in tears in that video. But till then, it's your boy TY.
It's your boy Sav. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell us what you think.
We on. On your grind, hey. When you speak your mind, hey, you speak your mind. Shit, shout out, speak your mind.